Hello and welcome to News 6. Today's show features the 6th grade class of Arlington Elementary. With the first story about our community, here's Eric.
Have you ever wondered what Ohio was like many years ago? If you visit Ghost Town, you will find out. Ghost Town is a tourist attraction just outside of Arlington. The buildings are old authentic houses, cabins, and other buildings collected from a 50-mile area around Findlay. All the buildings are between 75 and 150 years old, and they include a blacksmith shop, a carriage, a livery stable, and a cobbler shop. Up on Boot Hill, there's a graveyard with real tombstones. If you visited Ghost Town, you could witness a gunfight, ride a wagon, or eat popcorn popped in a 1907 wagon. There's probably one thing you won't see, though, and that's a ghost. One of the most interesting places in Arlington is Brinkmans Turkey Farm. The farm started raising turkeys in 1942. Each year, more turkeys have been raised. This year, the farm raised almost 21,000 turkeys. News 6 reporter Jennifer Brinkman talked to her grandfather, Mr. Rex Brinkman, about his farm.
When does the first batch of turkeys come?
We usually get the first turkeys the last part of May. For 1979, we're going to be starting a bunch in about 3 weeks. And then the rest will come along, and we'll be getting poults up through approximately the last of June.
How old are they when they come?
Well, they're usually 1 day old.
How do you keep them warm?
Well, mostly with gas, radiant heat.
How fast do turkeys grow?
Oh, they grow fast. But we'll produce a turkey in about 5.5 to 6 months.
What do you feed them?
Well, we start them out with a highly concentrated feed full of vitamins and minerals and so forth, and then as they grow older, we feed them more corn and less of the concentrate.
All the turkeys are processed and canned at the farm. Most of them are sold either to the market in front of the store or sold at wholesome at some of the local stores. There's another interesting farm in Arlington, and David Marquardt has that story.
Wilkinsons Farm in Arlington is the site of the Findlay College Equestrian Program. Through this program, students at Findlay College learn about horses by actually training them. 2 groups of students come to the farm every day to take care of more than 100 horses of all different breeds. On the 100-acre farm there is an arena, a pasture, an outside riding area, and 2 barns with over 200 stalls. It has taken almost 10 years to complete, but Arlington now has a new sewage treatment plant. The first plans were made in 1969, but it wasn't actually started until 2 years ago. Many of the streets in town had to be torn up so that large pipes could be put in, some of them up to 19 feet deep. All of the streets are now resurfaced and the plant is nearly completed, but it won't be in use until May 1st. The total cost of the new plant is $1,300,000. The federal government supplied $975,000, while the people of Arlington will pay the remaining $325,000. Next is Chris Jolliffe with the stories about people in Arlington.
The minister at St. Paul's Lutheran Church near Genera owns an unusual collection of crosses. Pastor Paul Fry owns 646 crosses of many shapes and sizes. He collects them from all over the world, and his favorite one is a hand-carved cross from Italy. He has been collecting crosses since 1934 when he was 12 years old. He keeps his collection at his church office, and he wears one of his crosses at every service. His biggest problem is deciding which one to wear. The art of wood carving is centuries old, and there is one man in Arlington who makes sculptures out of wood. His name is Scott Brewster, and he enjoys carving wood figures of animals and people. Scott has more than 100 carvings, and his collection includes elephants, bears, deep-sea divers, and Raggedy Ann and Andy. His latest carving is Jesus on the cross. It is made of walnut and weighs about 80 pounds. Now back to Laura for our final story.
You might have heard of a marathon before, but have you ever heard of a bandathon? The Arlington High School band held a bandathon last fall to raise money for new equipment and to pay off what they owned on their band uniforms. Our band played for the full 24 hours and raised over $9,000. The band director, Mr. Cable, had other people come to direct the band. some of the fathers directed along with the alumni and a few of the high school coaches. To top off the last half hour of the 24-hour ordeal, the band didn't take it easy. They went outside and marched around town. Thank you for watching News 6. Today's show was brought to you by the 6th grade class of Miss Waveline McDevitt at Arlington Elementary. Next week, News 6 will feature the 6th grade of Gateway Middle School in Maumee. Have a great week.